Attention, viewers, listeners. Before we continue with this podcast, I must warn you, this content right here will contain strong language and explicit material not suitable for young viewers. Viewers and listeners' discretion is advised. Now, let's get on with the show.
Yo, welcome everybody to Empire Anarchy. It's your boy, 9, aka T9, aka that nigga, aka Bass 9, aka your homie with the mostest, Rocco. Anyway, I'm joined, hypnosis by that laugh. Y'all know that laugh. It's unforgettable. I got the Garland. Say what's up, Garland.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Garland, aka Garland Gang Emperor, aka Steven Even. You know, I'm not even Steven. I'm Steven Even. You know, I break rules. But just call me Garland.
So, anyway, and we're joined by that little ass nigga, O'Weenie. How's it going, O'Weenie?
It's going just fine. It's just 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Well, that's great. I'm glad you guys have joined us here in the Empire Anarchy. We got a lot to talk about today. First things first, and I'm sure everybody on the whole internet everywhere is talking about it. Jeff Jarrett is back with TNA. Bass God! Shoot. Woo! What you think there, Garland? I know you love it.
Wait, you said who's back with TNA?
Bass God Jeff Jarrett. You need to get a better connection with this part of it.
Why did you have to put it? Alright. For those of y'all that don't know me, I never really been a huge Jeff Jarrett fan.
Well, this is news to me.
But I will say this: he does deserve to go out the way that he needs to go out. He helped build that company to what it is. He had good concepts, good ideas. He's TNA. You know what I'm saying? All the way through and through. So I will say, for the most part, I have gained respect for him over the years, and he deserved to go out the way he wanted to go out.
We also want to warn you guys on the show that there will be spoilers.
Maybe. You know what? Maybe.
Awesome.
You know, but just there you go. Put it. There's a possibility of spoilers. If it happens, it happens. If you're the type of person that bitches about it, you probably bitch about race and gay marriage and all that other shit. So, anyway, Rocco with the mostest. Personally, seeing Jeff Jarrett back at TNA, Hypnosis kind of spoiled it for me. He said something on a message. He was like, I forget the exact words. He was like, "Hey, the great one's back." Essentially, I kind of had an idea that it was
the
Jeff
King
Jarrett.
of the Mountain is back. Now I'm not talking about the match.
Jeff Jarrett's back. That's weird. So I went searching online, found a image of him with an Impact microphone and the GFW, and I play with Photoshop all day, so it didn't look photoshopped. So I tuned in. And I'm glad that I did, man. Like that, the promo, honestly, like the promo from the Jeff Jarrett, I felt was maybe a little lackluster. It really took Karen Jarrett to like bring that emotion out. Like, dude, when she dropped Sanjay Dutt's name, Sanjay Dutt, he's a whole new wrestler. He's gonna be the greatest. Sanjay Dutt, when she dropped his name, and she goes, at 11:30 this morning, I was talking to our close friend and confidant, Sanjay Dutt. And she, I'm crying my eyes out to him, and she's like crying at this point in the promo, and she's going, I'm telling him, why would he want to do this? Like, and you can tell it's one of those things where she's trying to talk to an ex-TNA guy to get that same, screw TNA vibe, like, but it kind of shocked me when Sanjay's the one that goes, you'll never know what that company meant to him, and you'll never know what it was like for him to get fired backstage and to walk away the way that he did, never get his due. So for him to get this moment, is huge for him. And maybe he's not seeing it right now. Maybe neither of you guys, I guess this comes from me. He didn't say this. But maybe neither of them kind of saw it in that moment. And I think Sanjay opened both of their eyes. I think both of them went, wow, like this is so huge. I'm proud of the man. I'm super proud of him, GFW. You know what? Go right on GFW, but I will tune in to Slammiversary. And I haven't watched TNA pay-per-view since Aces and Eights split up.
Which is ironic, because most people say they haven't watched TNA since Aces and Eights formed.
I had Aces and Eights. I loved them. I thought they were great. I think for a minute, like the beginning when they were mysterious, they all wore the masks and they were badasses. That was cool. And then all of a sudden, like, it's the typical heel thing. You show your face, and next thing you know, you have no nuts. Like, we're like little scaredy cats running from things. Like,
Yeah.
And it's sad because the development of these guys outside TNA, like Doc specifically, like, dude went wild. Like, he's a big attraction now. He's got his own bullet babe. Anyway, back to TNA. Owen, what's your thoughts on the whole Jeff Jarrett stuff, man?
I didn't watch TNA.
Yeah, I know that you've heard about it. Like,
I've heard about it. I used to watch
Sorry.
TNA a good bit more, and I'm glad he's back. I'm glad GFW's doing all right, because there's a while where people were saying GFW wasn't going to happen because it was announced it didn't happen for a long time.
Man, you know what? That's just wrestling, though, man. All them fans, TNA's dead, GFW's dead. GFW ain't even started, bro. How can it be dead?
Well, his podcast, almost having his podcast.
So, Garland, what's your views on TNA?
I mean, as far as the state of it right now, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm sorry, but to me, in my opinion, they're taking some L's. Don't get me wrong. The product itself, I mean, it's pretty okay. It's pretty good from what I've seen. But to me, I think they're taking L's as far as the talent that's leaving. I'm sorry. It's not, to me, there's not really that, they don't really have a talent pool that catches my eye. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the Wolves, even.
See the last episode? Did you see the last one with Jeff Jarrett on it?
Yeah, I seen it. I watched it.
Good. So I guess that's just mind-boggling to me to hear you say that. Like, the returns that came back. I mean, goddamn, like
I think it was
even Matt Morgan,
one episode. To be honest with you,
I think they shot their wad for sure. But like Joseph has pointed out, they kind of had to.
I mean,
if you want to explain that more,
it was cool seeing Vader. It was cool seeing Hernandez, Matt Morgan, Jeff.
If you're gonna come out in like trash bag wrestler gear, man, like if you're gonna come out in Vader with like one of the dopest Vader masks ever, with that gold front, like the metallic red sides, you better at least wear some gear. You know what? Wear some shorts with like a Vader tank. Like, come out, he like just a few years back, maybe he was claiming he was gonna be a WWE.
But I will say this. Here's the positive I gotta say. They are doing what they should have did back during the Hogan Bishop reign. Oh God, I'm glad that's over. And that's, build this next generation of talent. You see Bram out there on the front line. You know what I'm saying? You see EC3, Tyrus. You see them trying to break in. These young guys, make them the stars of the show, and that's what I like about it.
That's what I hate about people when they like go up against Vince Russo, because like when there was rumors that Vince Russo was back in TNA, look at all these new guys that they were pushing with new characters and all this, and then right when he announced that he was gone from TNA, they start pushing the Hardy Boys, they start pushing the Dudleys, they start pushing guys that were already known, trying to get ratings, and all that did really is actually make the ratings go down.
You know what? I agree.
I think the only reason they did that, though, like, I think the only reason that was even, like, built on, or that, the Hardys, they went back to the Hardys and all that, is simply because
was freaking awesome. I was pissed when Jeff Hardy was back.
I agree, and I liked it, but at the same time, like, when you get rid of Vince Russo, you also have to get rid of Vince Russo's ideals, because the company, whatever, I think it was the Spike was like, we don't want Vince Russo part of your company. And whatever happened, I don't know. But when they say that, you also have to go, okay, well, they don't want his ideals being pushed either. Like, just because we got rid of Vince Russo, now we have to get rid of his storylines because that's really what they're not liking.
Yeah.
They don't want that, you know. So that's kind of what had to happen. And now they've kind of built it to where they've been able to maybe take a left turn and kind of they were able to leave the Russo era and come back into maybe another type of sports entertainment-ish mode, pushing heavy storylines, actually getting people across, doing these huge shows like the last Impact. That was a gigantic episode that you haven't seen in years. I mean, since Jim Cornette announced fucking Kurt Angle was coming to TNA, like that was probably one of those type of episodes. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I will say this though, and this is, I finally was able to go back and watch, the TNA NWA pay-per-views, watch all the first Impacts, So I gotta say, Hip was right. Me and Hip was talking about this. He used to always tell me, years ago, even 5 years ago, like, dude, you need to go back and watch TNA from the beginning. You'll see why I love it so much. And I understand what he meant by that now. When it first started off, like he said, they were pushing the younger talent. AJ Styles, you know what I'm saying? In the short span, in like 3 years, 2-time X Division champ, 2-time world champ, 2-time tag team champ on there. I mean, it was pushing him. Chris Daniels. Hell, fucking America's Most Wanted was like put together, and they became the most dominant tag team. So I mean, it was pushing all this young talent, but then all of a sudden, like you said, when they made the change in the office, they was pushing the Dudleys and Kurt Angle and
but
Christian.
Don't you have to if you sign those guys though? Like playing TEW, like you're playing TEW and you sign the Hardys, you sign the Dudleys, are you just gonna not push them at all? Or are you just going to use them to get everybody else over and kill their stardom?
But the problem is they pushed them too hard, and to a point where they just completely forgot about the newer talent and the younger talent they had. And that's the same thing Hogan and Bischoff did. Like, you can't forget about all your tag teams and focus on on the Nasty Boys and stuff. Like, that was just stupid. And then freaking Hogan brought in Bubba the Love Sponge for no freaking reason. Stuff like that is stupid too. When you bring in somebody that's unknown, that's not going to help the company, man.
There's never been one time that's a whole different topic though. Like, we're talking about the Vince Russo era versus the Dixie Carter style of TNA. And if you want to bring out Hulk Hogan and Bischoff, Hulk Hogan has never booked a single anything ever in his life outside of midgets. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he might know how to sell the crowd and tear off his shirt and be the most over superstar ever.
I don't believe, though, that Dixie Carter or Eric Bischoff or anyone else would have brought in Bubba the Love Sponge, who was
no one.
at the time best friend.
Or the Nasty Boys. Or the Nasty Boys. You didn't see the Nasty Boys.
Some say in it, though.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, but we're also talking about a different era, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's just
Hogan had never proven himself as a booker. That's exactly what I'm trying to get across to you. The fact that he was even pushing guys like the Nasty Boys or anyone was mind-boggling, because what had he done as in the sense of a booker anywhere else? What did he get? He didn't book WCW, and if he did, he didn't fucking save the company. Eric Bischoff, the same thing. Like, what has he ever booked to a success outside of 96 weeks or some shit like that? Like, and even then it was with Shock TV. As much as he wants to fucking say it wasn't, it was, we're going to beat up this guy, and the NWO's going to grow even bigger. And then once it got to the whole company was NWO, like, both these guys, I don't understand. As characters, Bischoff is a character, amazing. No more heat. Like, dude, he's on top. Him and Vince Russo, like, for some reason, these shitty goddamn writers can go on stage and portray these great characters, but they can't actually book the show in a correct way.
Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo both together, it's weird because both together they have like a great show, but they just don't get along. And even when they're like, if Eric Bischoff books something, like, it's okay, or if Vince Russo books something, it's okay, but together they just make something so much greater and magical. But it just sucks because they don't like each other, and they don't like each other's styles and don't get along. That's just weird.
I think that, because I can't ever say, for me personally, There was never a point where the Bischoff Russo era, I was like, oh, this is good. I hated it. Didn't like it. We've been over this though. Like, there's different fans to this, and I think that this group kind of signifies that. Like, especially like, hey, if you're one of the biggest sports entertainment guys that I know, like you love storylines, and you think that storylines are what gets the match is the secondary part. It's the story that gets everyone. But I think that there's plenty of case that proves that wrong in places like ROH, where the fans are more into watching Roderick Strong destroy someone with a backbreaker than a stupid gimmick from someone in the back. Granted, we've seen some amazing storylines out of ROH, but they were subtle and almost real. Then, like in NJPW, I know that you've agreed to say that it's one of the... You love it because the storyline plays out in the ring. You don't even need to know what they're saying, even on any level, from commentary to the promo in the ring after the match, when I'm assuming all he really does is thank the fans. Maybe says, nice try, dude, over there, but I'm still the champ. Yeah. Like... and it plays. So I think that it doesn't, as long as you're doing, you don't have to have storylines, you don't have to have a Vince Russo, you don't have to have any of those things to be successful. You just have to find a fan base, people that actually show up, be somewhere that's going to be successful.
I don't think so, though, because, like, ever since Raw went 3 hours, they've been having longer matches and been having better matches, but the ratings still haven't been as high as they were before. They were, like, because it's just too long. And then with Ring of Honor hasn't been able to get the level that TNA's always been at. If anything, like, TNA's kind of fallen to ROH's level, it seems like, but...
Yeah,
and that was
agree.
right when they started focusing on wrestling too, because they had the Impact Wrestling thing saying wrestling matters. So they were. I thought it was really cool and stuff, and I was excited. But then, like, when I was watching it, I just realized, like, it was just, for me personally, it was just so boring because they wouldn't really have a storyline for something. Like, I feel like Bully Ray and Devon, like, it just happened on a fight night or whatever, and they were wrestling, but it would have been so much better if they would have had a storyline behind it. And they did, but it was like after the story had already been gone, then they just randomly said, alright, let's have Devon and Bully tonight on Impact. So it's just, that's why I think the storylines are more important than the wrestling matches, for me.
Exactly that. But everyone's, everyone has the right to their own opinion about wrestling, and that's the beautiful thing about wrestling.
So since we're on topic TNA,
that's the great thing is you can find, like, TNA caters basically to what you're looking for out of a wrestling company. Like, you watch TNA and love it, and then there's the people that'll literally look you in the face and be like, it's a dying company. They have no idea even what they're talking about. Sure, people didn't get paid. Maybe they are dying. Maybe they aren't. Until they do, we don't know. All we can do is speculate. But until then, like, we have all these different places where we can all lay our head. And that's great. And it's one of the first times in a long time that we have a place for us all to lay our head and actually enjoy what we're watching instead of going, watching, a great way to put it is watching the bar be lowered. And then once it got so low and it raised a little bit, we were like, oh, it's getting good. And that's so horrible. It's so horrible because it was like...
I understand the concept, and I hate to transition over to, a discussion about WWE. Ever since they went PG and stuff, it's like they lowered it. And it's like when something shocking happens, you actually mark out for it.
Yeah. But see, maybe that's it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Like, yes, it's a good thing because... we do get those, like, oh my god, what happened? No way, John Cena lost to Kevin Owens? What? That was pretty shocking, I'm one of the few people that don't think that match was an instant classic. It was great. It was shocking. Again, that's the only reason that I guess it's an instant classic.
Because they had, like, basically the same match the second time, but people were saying it was horrible just because Cena won.
Yeah, I know, and it's like, oh god, like, get over it, people, man. Like, but I must agree. It's nice to see some form of, like, at least popping at some crap. Like, god, the past two WrestleManias have off.
Well, I have a question for y'all since we done transition over to WWE. As you know, lately John Cena's been basically in the mid card, or so to say, or supposed to be. United States title run, doing the open challenge and everything. Do you feel that this is the perfect time for WWE to transition to find themselves a new top dog?
I think they're going with Roman Reigns.
I don't really like. I can't say that John Cena is any form of like mid Carter or anything. Like the guy's still probably the biggest draw in the company. Like if you took out John Cena, like it would be like a company the size of ROH because all the kids wouldn't show up. You wouldn't have all the female fans that are Cena fans, or you wouldn't have the dads with their son that get into it because it's a thing that they can do together. And they both, let's put on our T-shirt, kid, and they put on the wristbands and the hat, and they both go to Raw. Like it wouldn't be the same. And
but you can't just not argue. He's holding a mid card title. He's not in the main event picture anymore.
I don't see this mid card title. I don't agree that he's not in the not main event. Him and Kevin Owens stole the show. He's still the best guy.
Main event.
I still think with all the T-shirts he's putting out,
that doesn't make him a main eventer though.
How many times have we seen? Okay, well, how many times have we seen the world champion open up Raw? How many times have we seen an actual world champion open up? Like, it doesn't matter where you are on the card. It matters how much you draw on the fans is where you are.
Pay-per-view standards.
If John Cena was a mid-carder, he would be losing. He would be on this weird, streaky kind of...
What are you talking about? He'd be losing. Mid-carders don't necessarily lose.
He would be losing his push. This guy's just, like I said, he's just as over as he was when he held the WWE Championship.
He's over, but he's technically still a mid-carder. He's
a
over
mid-carder.
the other mid-carders as main eventers. That's why I love it so much that he's technically a mid-carder now, because it just makes other mid-carders look very good.
Anyone as farm as any type of lower mid-card or anything, that's all a fucking stupid gimmick that we learned from goddamn TEW. That's it. That's it, dude. That's it. What makes you a main eventer? How many times did we see some of the best wrestlers? Well, maybe not you guys. Maybe not me either. I just watched the tapes with my grandpa. But
we do gotta give a perfect example. The perfect example would be CM Punk's, world title run in 2013. All that year, he didn't get the last match on the card. The was still on John Cena.
He was a top dog. If you break down, if you want to do the main event, you break it down by the top 5 guys on each side. John Cena is still one of the top 5 on the WWE side face. Any way you fucking want to try and put it, he won't ever lose his push. He'll never not be a face on the show. He'll never be one of those guys that's going to be pushed off the show in 4 or 5 years. He'll always be there. He'll always be a main event. And a main event is you go to a truck rally to see Gravedigger, right? The Gravedigger might go on first, but he's still the main event. Everyone's there in the Gravedigger shirt going, Gravedigger! He's the main event. And I hate that.
There's no other truck that you'll go to see the monster trucks. Gravedigger's always the top draw, even if he's not winning all the races or anything. He's still the top main event.
Exactly. You don't the Harlem Globetrotters. You don't go to see the Michigan Commanders. You go watch the goddamn Harlem Globetrotters beat him up and spinning the ball off his head, shoots it from half court, but it's on a rubber band, so it comes back to his hand. You're not there for the other team.
Well, let me ask y'all this: since he's not the world champion, and the current world champion is none other than Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, whatever floats your boat. Do you feel like so far his world title reign has, is successful as far as drawing power or attention? I think so, but I'm gonna pass this one off. In my opinion, yes, he's very successful at what he does. The facial he did on that one Raw where they're like, "And you're still champion." And he does that goofy, his eyes are crossed and he's looks maniacal. He wins. He's an amazing wrestler. I can't take anything with him. I hate him because he's a heel. I don't hate him because of anything else. Someone needs to beat him. That's why. He's good at his job. So Me, I mean, as far as my opinion, like I think his world title run is going pretty good. To me, he's doing great as a heel.
Yeah.
Like I honestly believe he's doing great as a heel. And for those people that say, well, they need to take the title off of him, it's because of the time we're growing up in. You know what I'm saying? People are so quick to see, all right, he won the world title. All right, give it to somebody else. You know, they're in a hurry for somebody else to win the title. You know, back in the days, there were long title reigns.
If Dean Ambrose was the champion right now, they'd be saying they won another champion again.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
everybody else.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like Daniel Bryan, yes, everyone in the crowd, he wins the championship. Literally, like the next night on Raw, people were like, who is this Daniel Bryan guy with his ponytail? Get out of here, you. And so he gets hurt, and they're like, yes. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And I've brought this up multiple times, but the U-shoot that there is where he's talking to Rikishi, and he goes, what the fuck's wrong with the fan today? Like, why are people so bitter? Why aren't there just like fans? Like, why don't people, like when I was a kid, you went to the wrestling show and you fucking rooted on the wrestler and you hated the heel. Like, you didn't go, oh, this fucking guy, he got 5 moves, fuck him. You were like, oh, he's beating up the bad guy. Like, we're just like, it's a different world. Dude, people play Universe, TW, all that stuff. Everyone's smart to the business, and it's not a bad thing, but when being smart, you also have to like it's like being a parent and having a kid with Santa Claus. Like, you don't go up to the kid and go, "It's a work, Dad." Like, you don't do that. You go like that kid those questions is like, Dad, I saw you last night putting out the gifts that said Santa, and you're like, he mailed them to me. He couldn't stop by, so I had to like. You try to make it as far and like until they're like, Dad, stop. I got you, man. It's cool. It was a great ride. It was fun, and I can't wait to do it to my child. Like, you know, like it's supposed to be a good thing, but everyone's like, oh, Roman Reigns. He can't promo, and like, sure he can't promo. You know, awesome he can't. And that's WWE's fault. Like, just stop. Yeah. Just don't stop. Just let him go out there and be the Chris Benoit and WWE. Let him talk with his moves. Let him go out there and just beat people up. Like, because he doesn't need to talk. He doesn't. He doesn't need a manager. That's another misconception. That if he can't talk, you need a mouthpiece, right?
He can talk. It's just what WWE has him saying is the problem.
Yeah, he did a lot of heel work in NXT. That was really good. Right. I think he could be a face.
Even when he was in the Shield, I thought he was really good on the mic. But it's like. They tell him to go out there and say something, and he says it, but it's not natural. It's not what he wants to say or feels that he should say.
And the best promos that you'll watch are all natural promos.
Yeah, look at The Rock, how he took off when he just started saying whatever he wanted to say, man. Stone Cold too.
Yeah, but see, Stone Cold and The Rock, like, as much as people were like, they were the best, they were able to say stuff that you can't say now, and like you're able to do things in that time that you could get over that you can't get over now, as much as you want to try. Like, even looking back, it's like, damn, like there was some fucking rotten shit on that WWF back in the day. Like, we were seeing some crazy stuff just out there. Like, you know, granted, it was fucking entertaining as shit, but. I don't know what it was. You could go out literally and be like, "This bitch over here, I'm gonna smack her," and you go out and smack Stephanie McMahon. The ratings will spike, you know. But what are we people like? That's actually a bad message. Like, you can't. Hey, don't hit your sister. This bitch, Stephanie McMahon, whack. Oh my God, you know, like what are you saying?
I want to put something out there. Did you know last time that a female got hit by a worker in WWE was when Big Show accidentally knocked over AJ Lee, and it was an accident. It was an accident. It wasn't intentional.
You know what?
Didn't Big Show cry about that?
Probably hit Stephanie McMahon.
Ronda's a girl.
Dude, you know what they should have done in TNA? When Dixie Carter got put through a table, they should have said that Spike TV was canceling because of that, and just make a storyline out of it.
Yeah. Dude, that would have been a pretty good storyline, actually. But
I'm still thinking all this releases and all this other stuff that's happening with TNA, like being canceled in September. I'm really thinking that it's just all a storyline because they're still taping like 2 months worth of shows and stuff. Like I don't know if they're actually having money problems or if they're just doing that. Like the way I see it is maybe they're thinking about working with Ring of Honor because I think Ring of Honor tapes their shows that way, and like TNA and Ring of Honor could be working together because they're working together with GFW. I think a lot of people are saying that's actually going to happen, and I'm thinking all these releases they're not really being released. They're just going to be working with GFW and TNA. I just think that's what's going to happen. They're going to end up working together and stuff.
you are a holdout, my friend.
All right. Well, the next thing I want to discuss.
All out force.
One of y'all mentioned Roman Reigns earlier. Do you feel like he is the one to become the next guy? The next, John Cena, the next Hogan. Do you feel like he's the guy that's going to be the one?
We just went over this, didn't we? Isn't this the exact same thing we just went over? You just asked, like, who do you think is going to be the top guy? And I think we all, like, kind of agreed with it, right?
Okay.
I mean, we just had that conversation, Carl.
Roman Reigns.
But I'm just putting the spotlight on him.
Yeah, but there doesn't need to be a spotlight on him.
Well, I guess you're asking if he's the right fit. I think we all agree he's going to become the face, but should he?
Yeah, definitely. Like, well, like, it's one of those things, like, he's obviously, like, he has the females behind him. He has a lot of kid fans. He has a lot of male fans. The only people, like, that truly are like, oh, man, are somewhat smart to the business. They kind of understand that his promo's not the best. Even his uncle Rikishi was like, maybe he's not in the right business. You don't have to take as many bumps in Hollywood.
I definitely think he's like the next big thing. He's the next big star. The only problem is that WWE's not doing it right. That's the only thing. Like they're pushing him too hard and making it too predictable. That's the only problem.
I think that falls into the category of people like us see that. But do his fans and the children and the people that are really big fans of Roman Reigns
watch? I think so, because they've even started to dub the live crowd now and put in cheers when Roman Reigns is coming out. When there's actually boos. Like they're doing it on the live pay-per-views and Raw now, not just tape shows.
And he gets a pretty mixed reaction, I should say.
Yeah, but
it's just like what they did with John Cena when they were pushing him too hard. That's what makes that happen. Like with Austin, when I was watching his stuff, I was thinking like this guy should have been WWE champion a year ago, man. They just waited too long, but they didn't. They actually just waited. I think they waited like for a perfect time, but like they just didn't over push him. That's what they should really do now. Like now they're actually over pushing guys. Back then, when they pushed Austin, when they pushed Rock, they didn't really over-push him. They even turned Rock heel because he was getting boos, and they said, forget it, be a heel then, we're going to keep pushing you. So that, they even with that's what made Mick Foley versus The Rock so great, too, because they were like, yo, this is who we want to be the champion. We don't care what you guys think. And he was a heel, so people hated it, and they were able to hate it because they didn't force it. Like, they kind of
forced it. It was 100%
forced, but in a way where they wanted the fans to actually boom and see that this is a story and stuff. So it worked because he became the biggest face once Austin got injured, and then he turned face, and everybody loved The Rock.
Again, if you take away The Rock's ability to cuss or call someone a Rudy Poo candy ass, or the fact that he can't say Poontang Pie, he's probably worse than Reigns. He would have, and anyone that tries to fucking dispute that, the only reason that he is what he is today is because he's gone into acting and he can do all this stuff. Like he's not, without that, he's got these big, huge fucking sausage nipples, a goofy ass haircut, and he's in and out of WWE within 2 years. You know this. You can't deny it. Like you take away those abilities, he's no Roman Reigns. He's not Roman Reigns pretty, especially back then. He was kind of chubby. He had that goofy haircut. He wasn't. Roman Reigns from the get-go was fucking pretty. Everyone was like, every girl saw Roman Reigns was like, oh, ab. You know, every girl saw his hair was like, I want to run my hands through his hair. He had 2 abs according to my wife. Whatever. He wasn't the standard. He wasn't the standard 1 ab. He had 2. So like he was over from the get go. Like no matter how you want to cut it down, the problem is his weird catchphrases. The fact that even The Rock showed up afterwards. Like, let him boo. If like when they saw the crowd start booing him, The Rock should have gone. Like everyone should the executive decision have been like, no, stay back, stay back.
I'm really
Just stay back and like maybe relay to the ref. Go, hey, tell him to like suck it up. Tell him to take it in and just stare at the crowd like in shock. Like what? You guys are booing me? Whoa! And because Batista's heel turn was one of like it was good, but it was bad. Like it was like you know. But I think this one could have really sparked a bitter human being out of Roman Reigns, and even maybe like a silent killer. Like you don't know what he's gonna do. Seth Rollins starts talking some shit. He takes out Seth Rollins. Next time you see Dean Ambrose out there, the big face of the company, he takes him out just because he's the champ. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you come from. I don't have a stance, and if you don't like that, I'm here. That's all I gotta say. He walks away. And everyone goes, oh, damn. That's it on, man.
May I remind you all that The Rock was being pushed as a super face until Vince Russo was head writer and decided to turn him heel? I'm just saying.
Like I said, Vince Russo came along and was like, hey, alright, I got an idea. Let's go take 2 chicks, put them in thongs and panties, send them out into the middle of the street, and have them wrestle, and then we'll pull a tampon out and smack the bitch with it, and she'll get the pin. That's not. I mean, that's entertaining, but that's not.
And I guess we can put that Rock guy over too if you want.
Success.
Hey, Vince Russo also put over China as the first Intercontinental Champion. I'm just saying. All right.
You see where she is now? You see where she is now? You see what that happened?
Yeah, when he left. No. When he left, all of a sudden, they wanted her in Playboy. Why they want to do that when he left, though? That was when he left. That ain't him. He didn't do that.
Shit. Like.
He was trying to push her as a respectful women athlete going up against men.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned something about women. I want to kind of veer into this topic because it's very interesting.
How dare you? No.
Right.
Just because you can't get the word in edgewise, all right? We ain't moving off from this topic of shit Roman Reigns, all right?
I could get a word in. I could definitely get a word in. You want to get a word in? I'll get a word in right now. This is how I see it. This is how I see it. Yes. Shut up. Shut up. Yes, he was pushed too fast. You know, they gave him. He was sole survivor in a Survivor Series, in his first Survivor Series.
That shit was dope, though. That could have been an awesome build off of his first Royal Rumble. He had every person in the entire WWE universe behind him, and they fucking failed. No, Roman Reigns, dude. People like when he started taking people out one by one, next person. People were like, "Oh, damn, who's like?" People caught on.
But that was in the second one, wasn't it? No, that was in the first one. I personally hated that he beat Kane's record just because I love Kane.
Yeah, but see, that's a personal issue. If you really, if you cut the personal crap out and look at it from a business standpoint, Roman Reigns was the fucking hottest dude on the fucking planet right then and there. And had he won that thing, people would have popped. The entire building would have been, yes, oh my god. It would have been huge, gigantic win. And then they were like, fuck, we fucked up. Let's try and relive it the next year. Yeah. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have to wait.
A Batista outcome once again.
You have to wait.
This is the most unpredictable match of all time. Like, when people know Batista's gonna win right when the match starts, even before the match starts, him coming back, they were saying that Batista was gonna win. Like, that should have been a sign not to have Batista win the match. And for some reason, they still went with it. It was so predictable. It was all over the place.
I think that they should have had the second Royal Rumble with Roman Reigns, the one that he won. He should have lost. Like, what should have happened was, like, even, like, an early, like, crazy loss where, like, next thing you know, Roman Reigns is just out of the picture. Like, just, whoa, what the fuck, where did Roman go? Like, no way, he's out this early. Then you wait like a year, the next year or something, then have him win because it's a lot less predictable. A lot of people wouldn't have banked on Roman Reigns. He's lost 2. He ain't gonna win another one. Like when you build it to where
that's what they probably fixed when they had the Money in the Bank too, because everybody was saying Roman Reigns was gonna win. Then out of nowhere they went with Sheamus.
That too. Oh, and I don't understand that. Like at the end there, like. Okay, let's move to the Money in the Bank. That's actually a good one to transition to. Like, who would you like if you guys could have booked same competitors that match? Who would you have had outcome? Like, who would be your winner? Who would be the guy carrying the case?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think Sheamus winning was that bad. I wish he would have won by like he threw the ladder over instead of like Wyatt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole Wyatt thing was cool, but at the same time, like, why?
He started so many random feuds, like, out of nowhere, completely unexplained.
I mean, but that's kind of his character.
I can't even tell you, like, I haven't watched WWE television in, like, 3 or 4, like, as far as, so I don't know who exactly was in the match. I just read results. I don't know exactly who was in the match, but wasn't, like, R-Truth, Kofi, Sheamus.
He thought he was in it, but it wasn't.
Okay, so so it's Kane. From a momentum standpoint, I hate to say this, but Roman Reigns should have won. From a momentum standpoint,
the first
at the same time, though, I can understand why Sheamus won.
Because he's got that sweet new look.
Well, not necessarily that. And this is gonna sound markish. This is gonna sound very markish, but I'm just gonna put it out there. He's one of the Triple H boys.
He is.
I think if I would have went with the Money in the Bank, honestly, I would have went with Bray Wyatt winning. Lights go out, lights come on, Bray Wyatt's on the ladder, grabs the case, lights go out, he's the Money in the Bank champion.
There you go, Rocco's pick. Oh, you know, straight out of my mind, y'all. Like, me and him had this conversation last night.
I agree, though. I agree, because think about it. Where has everything been for him? You know, like, okay, he had a match against John Cena, right?
Would have been the most over.
Had a match against Undertaker. I mean, this dude had pretty good rivalries, pretty good feuds. And it's like they're capitalizing off of it.
He is one of the few that'll be an immortal, if that makes sense. Like he'll always have a job at WWE. He'll never be like a. Yeah. Bray will always be with the.
I don't
forever.
think so, because they're like, he was so huge at first, and then they just messed up. Like, his character kind of doesn't make sense anymore because he's doing stuff for no real reason, but it's not in a good way where Dean Ambrose is crazy and he might turn heel one night for no reason. Like, it makes sense because he's just crazy. But Bray Wyatt, it's a different kind of crazy because, like, he had a reason to go up against Undertaker, but his feud with Chris Jericho didn't really make sense. His feud with Roman Reigns doesn't really make sense to me. And then his feud, who was the last feud he was with? I can't remember why he was feuding with Dean Ambrose. Like, it's stuff like that just... I think that's why Bray Wyatt isn't as popular as he should be, just because they're not really doing things that make sense and they're trying to make it sense. But like his character, like when Undertaker went up against people, like he had Paul, like if he did something that didn't make sense, it could have been just because Paul Bearer didn't like somebody. It would have made sense like that. But Bray Wyatt doesn't really have that.
Well, Ambrose is like crazy, unpredictable, loose cannon type, while Wyatt is more of a calculated, evil. You know,
agenda.
Something like that.
I don't know. Like, do you guys remember what was the basis of the whole Wyatt family? They were going to take out the evils within the WWE, right? And
their first feud was against Kane. It made sense.
Every person that you named from there fits the mold of what Bray Wyatt is evil.
I can't see Chris Jericho and Roman Reigns fin that mold.
I can't. Well, wait, hold on.
He's the long-haired pretty boy that everyone falls for. You fall for his lights on his jacket and the words that he speaks, but what you don't see is what you...
But
come
what,
on.
What killed him, like...
Perfect.
Ever
Jokes.
since, dude, ever since Bray Wyatt had that feud with Chris Jericho, I haven't really liked Bray Wyatt because Chris Jericho, he would always lose like he lost against Fandango at WrestleMania. He was always the guy losing matches, but he would still stay over. And then this was one of those times where like, yep, Chris Jericho's gonna lose this. He's gonna put Bray Wyatt over. But even from the fan standpoint, they're seeing Chris Jericho lose all the time. Then when they see Chris Jericho beat Bray Wyatt, like that kind of kills them in both worlds still. Like,
I don't think so. I think that Bray Wyatt, he knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. He knows exactly what he's doing in his business. His character is his character. He's able to say what he wants. He's one of the few people that can actually get over a catchphrase for fans that are hit. Like, I call him, like he even said it on a podcast. I ain't never told anyone this, but I call him my Fireflies. Next thing you know, next week on Raw, Michael Cole, here's his Fireflies lighting up the crowd. My God!
it's definitely over. It's just, it doesn't really make sense though.
Maybe to you, but I think it all makes perfect fucking sense. It's the kid, dude. It's like maybe it's not exactly like an updated Raven, but it has that same type of like bitter aspect of like, why is that man with the lights over? All he is teach you to love items and materials. I teach you to love, like that's who he is. So all those people that you named, every single one of them, from Chris Jericho to fucking Roman Reigns, they're all the prototypical what the WWE wants you to love. You are sheep falling for what they want you to believe in.
I feel like you
Believe
did
in
that with
me.
Cena, but with Reigns, you just kind of like, I'm gonna knock you over Money in the Bank, then show a picture of your kid and sing a song. And before, he was like, he always explained why he was doing it, but he explained it like he was like batshit crazy.
This dude got killed on.
I think one of the main reasons why I just don't believe in Bray Wyatt is because he loses all of his big battles. And like the only reason he beat Ambrose is so they could try to put him against Undertaker. And then even then, before that, he kept losing to beat Ambrose.
Big battles.
It felt like it was a last minute thing.
The only thing Undertaker really had was his streak at WrestleMania. Other than that, he only had very few title reigns, and they weren't for like. They weren't great, memorable. Like, if anything, you go, damn, I wish he would have had more reigns. Like, damn, I wish Undertaker would have. Like, but that was who he was. Like, that's what he, and he always stayed relevant. Like, Bray Wyatt's still just as relevant as maybe not like a Dean Ambrose, but I think he is. Like, I think there's, it's so split in like the WWE universe. Like, there's the people that love Wyatt, and how do you just cater to them? Okay, we're gonna push him real hard. But then there's all the people that love Ambrose. There's all the people that love Reigns. There's all the people that love Rollins. There's all the people that... It's crazy how it's split down. Like, it's almost like different teams, like in pro football. Like,
I just think it's the predictability that really kills it. Because I just predict that Bray Wyatt's going to end up losing the match when they have it. When they finally have Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt, he's just going to end up losing. I hope Bray Wyatt wins because I think Bray Wyatt right now needs it more than Roman Reigns. And plus, Roman Reigns, he's predictable that everybody thinks he's going to win all his matches. The Money in the Bank that's why I'm so glad he didn't win, because it was just so predictable they would go with him.
I just realized Bray Wyatt has not won a single championship at all in the WWE.
it's
Closest he won the FCW Tag Championship.
To me, that also fits the character, though.
Yeah, I agree. I see nothing wrong with the way.
How would it feel if he won a belt though and says this is a material item and just pitched it?
Yeah, I think that's how it would be. He
If
just
he
wouldn't
wins
care.
the WWE Championship, he needs to have his own custom belt.
But I think he just needs to throw it away and just like be like, nope, that's a material item. We don't need that.
Again, like that shows like the difference in fan from like a guy like Mayor Steven to where like you love the sports entertainment. You love seeing those custom belts. Like I think it's more screw the custom belt. He doesn't need it. Let him like.
He'll be like, I'm above this. He wouldn't even wear a belt.
Care about it.
Throw it in a Louisiana swamp.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool if he just threw the belt away and he's the champion, but he doesn't have the belt because he doesn't care about the belt. That would be pretty cool. And that's just something new too. Nobody's ever done something like that.
He would have to because it would have to be something new where he could just get rid of the belt in a sense, but it would still be something where like people knew that it was somewhere, like, or maybe he goes and puts it on Sister Abigail's what if she's dead, or if she's like somehow it gets to her, like that belt gets to her because this is all he's done is all of this for her. This is all for her. You know, I don't know. It would have to be. You would have to get, but with the way he is, it would be nice to see him do the whole I don't care about this because Imperial Adam's
That's
arm. Like,
something they should mention more too. Like if he's doing something that doesn't really make sense, just say it's Sister Abigail told him to. He doesn't even need a reason why. Just saying Sister Abigail told him to do it.
Well, like
I think
He's been
that's
trying to give a reason, but it hasn't. Like to me, it just hasn't really made sense.
have you guys ever heard the Bray Wyatt like backstory about his dad owning the shrimp boat and he lit it on fire and like stuff like that? I don't know why they just never mentioned that because it's such an interesting story. It's kind of like the Kane story where it was just like it was really like
It's the thing.
never mentioned
where you don't want to give like it's like Joker. You don't want to give out all the details of the Joker in the first fucking comic. You want to make this dude as mysterious as you can, and finally as things start coming out, you go, "What? He lit his fucking dad's boat on fire?" 5 years into it, when someone brings that up, when Kane brings that up, or some prominent person brings up this issue, and like then it becomes a thing, and then you slowly give out those details of that character.
That's
because
like,
he already has you by the nuts. He already like is holding you, and you're going, "Ooh, give me more." Maybe he's not at the moment.
I think he has a gimmick. I think he has a gimmick that should never be changed.
I agree. Damn it, Garland. You know what? We may not agree on the Confederate flag, but you know what? I agree with that.
Me and him agree on Bray Wyatt, like because Bray Wyatt, he is the new phenom. This is the guy right here. This is every generation has a character that has mystique to it. You know what I'm saying? Ours was Undertaker. The next generation is Bray Wyatt.
Kevin Sullivan was like that crazy motherfucker back in the day.
you guys see that post from Kayfabe News about the Confederate flag?
No, what did it say?
Watch, read that.
You got fans in on what it says, but
like for real, I think Bray Wyatt's one of those characters. He'll win the belt like 8 or 9 years from now.
oh, maybe
Like
not
you
8 or
said,
9. I guarantee.
I wouldn't even want to see him with a custom belt. He wouldn't even come out with the belt. He'll do something with it. Like he wouldn't even come out with a belt. He'd be like, this is material. I don't need this. You know, like he wouldn't care.
I think that maybe like, and I envision him, like the wrestling booker that I've become playing, doing whatever, fucking watching wrestling for 28 years. You know, I envision him maybe because you see him come out with the lantern. Like there has to be some like maybe some form of tie-in with the lantern and the belt, like something that he's doing where they're both. Like it's just so out of that he throws it at. But it's such a. This isn't why. This right here is why we're not the writers for WWE. We can't come to a conclusion.
well, it's kind of like you remember when he used to? I don't know if he even does it anymore. He wore that apron thing. It's kind of like what a welder wears.
No, his welding apron wasn't me. It was the butcher's. It was his butcher's.
Well, it kind of looks like a welding apron. He could put on a welding mask and melt the belt.
I think, like that's. You know what? Like I'm sure we get over. I'm sure there are people that be like, "Fucking hey, whoa!" But
We can all agree though, he has to do something with the belt, not just hold it like he's the champ.
You can't just hold on to it and be like, but like at the same time, like you can't tell me that first night, like maybe when he wins it, he puts his arms out, he does the on his knees thing, and like the ref comes and puts the belt on behind him, and he kind of just like basks in that glory. In that one moment, like you see the Bray Wyatt that does love Material Adams, that does seek this glory. And right there, you can, maybe 5-6 years down the line, you can transition something and the heel comes in and goes, "You aren't what you preach."
What happens? The lights go out, the lights come back on, he's still in the ring, he gives the belt Sister Abigail. Boom.
or like the hologram thing pops up again, and he's like all like entranced by it, and like lays it at its feet, and then the lights go out, and then when they come back on, he's gone, the belt's gone, Sister Abigail's gone, and then the belt never shows back up on TV again.
I will say this though, as far as the character whole, I'm a huge fucking mark. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I fucking loved it since day one. When I seen him on NXT, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the shit right here."
Isn't it?
I'm not gonna lie.
Essentially
Like
what that
when he came
what
out
was his
at
name?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was SummerSlam 2013, and all those lights, man, just unreal. Like that's somebody said it best. Somebody said just because it doesn't make noise doesn't mean it's not a pop, and I agree. I understand what they meant by that.
Like
Everybody
when
had their
you saw
lights
the
off, but that
Undertaker
is like the
lose,
hugest pop ever.
and everyone goes silent, and everyone's holding their face and going, "Oh, what the fuck? That's a pop." As much as you don't want to, you just pop the crowd. Maybe in a weird way. Maybe they're going, "What just happened?" Whoa. Maybe their
Kinda
wigs
like
just got.
when with Undertaker came out and everybody would be silent because they'd be just amazed by his entrance.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, exactly. Like, it's like when Japanese, Japanese people, when you go, well, not so much, I guess, anymore, but traditional puroresu was like a, like, that was maybe the biggest pop you get out of it. It's kind of crazy.
Or when they go, oh, they'd be shocked and stuff.
Yeah, there's all different, but that's actually a really cool way to put it.
It's the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing ever. Like I'm so in love with the character. I'm in tune with it. And like I said, he's gonna be WWE through and through. We're gonna be looking back at this 20 years from now and be like, damn, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Do you think that WWE needs to continue pushing this Divas product, or do they need to like move on from?
They need to push somebody
Hold
other
on,
than
hold
the Bellas.
Do they need to move on from the Divas product and go back to a traditional women's wrestling product? Like instead of just pretty girls wrestling, do they?
That's where NXT comes in.
Yeah, but
That's
they're
where
all
NXT
pretty too.
comes in.
Yeah, but NXT
They ain't gotta
exactly,
be ugly, hip.
my thing is, yeah, no, I know, but and hear me out here. Like Sasha Banks is great, but you put her in an MMA fight, like she's unbelievable as a champion to me. Like, and that's maybe I have to buy it. Like my son has to buy Santa, but at the same time, like Charlotte actually looks legitimate. She kind of looks a little rough. She kind of has that. She's fucking in shape. She goes out there and kicks ass.
The thing I
But then
don't
you see
like though is that the only reason she's able to be there though is because of Ric Flair. Like if they should once again get more like they should get more bodybuilders and have like this big monstrous woman like how China was back in the day, or they should get somebody like how they when they decide to hire Kong and have her.
We're in a world though, like where it has to be believable big, like. Because we live in a world where there's MMA and all these real fights that are happening around us. So you see, and legitimately, you see the big bodybuilder.
They may not even be trying to get a like MMA type girl in WWE.
No,
there's rumors that Ronda Rousey wants to be in WWE. They might be going after the real thing.
All I'm saying though is like you don't see, like the big bodybuilding girls or even guys. They're usually the ones that in like the MMA fight gets their ass kicked. You know, like they're usually the one that gasses fast or like. So that's even there, like with a big girl like that, you would have to make it believable. Like,
so basically, since you feel like none of the chicks that's basically like you don't feel like none of the chicks are legitimate.
Yeah, like Karma was a legit. Like I'll agree, Karma was one of the coolest things I'd seen come to WWE in a while. Granted, she was in TNA. You can make that argument. Oh, TNA popped her. Sure, that's sure. She was originally popped by TNA. Like. I was like, damn, who's this person?
That's funny.
And then she shows up at WWE, and she, whatever, had the issues with the pregnancy, and that sucks for her. Like, true, like, that's horrible. I would hate to have that happen. But she was one of the few people that I've seen in a long time that actually had a presence in the women's division. Like, when she came out and you saw all the girls scatter, like all those girls were legitimately like, "Oh my god, I don't want to take the awesome Kong bomb or whatever the fuck she calls it," and they're like running like this is gonna suck because she comes from Japan where women's wrestling is still women's wrestling. Like they're gonna be, I'm like you saw the shoot between.
I've been watching Hustle lately, man. Carmen in a freaking pink dress is so weird.
Have you ever seen the Stardom fight between Yoshiko, the Tiger Girl, and ACT, where it's a shoot where she beats the crap out of her, breaks her orbital socket, breaks her nose. She gets fired from the company, gets stripped of the title. Like, have you guys ever seen that shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Looks up.
Well, let me ask you this. It's a whole. I think Owen pointed it out, and I agree. I think to me where they need to start, as far as them making the Divas division back to a women's wrestling division, stop pushing the Bellas.
Yeah,
like
I mean, don't get me wrong; they're a great basis as a heel, but at some point you have to have them beat, and it's beyond that point.
Their last two turns have literally had no explanation, and they were just
like the fact that Bree's like standing by Nikki, like what the fuck? Like, dude, didn't she say she wished she died in the womb?
Yeah, like Bree, when she turned heel again, it was a heel again. She turned heel again. She kind of had an explanation. She just wanted to be closer to her sister or whatever, I guess. But then they turned face with no explanation. They just came out. All of a sudden, the announcers are like saying they're acting like they're good and stuff. And I didn't get it. It was so stupid. And then, like recently, they just randomly turned heel again with no explanation. That stuff is stupid too. And I think they did that with the Divas, like before. Like there was some other Divas that turned heel or turned face for no real reason, or they just turned.
That's a pattern. That's a pattern just in WWE itself.
Yeah.
That's just WWE being WWE, and it's sad. There was a point. There was a point when WWE was great, like, and not even just like in the Attitude Era. Like,
but the
you
Bellas
can go back
literally
and watch like old school.
Like their last two turns literally had no explanation. They just came out, and like that is just getting too far with the turns. Like, how do you do something like that?
Well, I will say this.
It's the same thing with Big Show. They just don't.
But Big Show at least had an explanation. Like they literally just came out and were heels for no reason.
How do you take a step and make him a cry? Like a big wussy, like I'll take anything to get over, please. Oh my god, like they ruined like one of the most over fucking dudes. And maybe like I can't say he was most over, but I guess he had a natural ability that you unseen. I mean, fucking drop kicks off the top rope in WCW, motherfucker.
Alright, sorry about that. I had disconnected, y'all.
No, it's kind of nice. Yeah.
But I was gonna say this. I think the other thing that they need to call up some of these divas, wrestlers that they have in NXT.
They need to call them all up because they're already better than the divas.
I agree. Like, don't get me wrong, Bayley's cool, but I don't ever see her being a champion. I see her being like she'll always be like, she's like the little girls can look up to Bayley, but then you have to make her champion at some point. God damn it!
Got her. You just accidentally put her over.
I came back at the right time talking about my girl Bayley.
The worst.
All of them are ready, though. I really agree. They're all ready. They still in the show, and this is a spoiler or dirt sheet rumor, whatever you want to call it. But I heard at the next, NXT special, they're thinking about letting the main event be between, for the NXT Women's title, which is awesome.
It would be interesting, but I would like to see how NXT goes with the passing of Dusty Rhodes. He was the driving force, so we'll see what happens with that little chunk. Because it's not like, I don't know, is Triple H at every show?
For the most part, I think he's at every show for the most part. Like, he's committed to NXT.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know. But I do know that he's a major portion of the NXT brand. So if he was there the whole time with Dusty, he knows the direction to go. Yeah. But what do you guys think is going to happen with, what do you guys think with the passing of Dusty Rhodes? What's happening to NXT?
NXT is going to be crazy. I know there's one person that's probably taking it hard, but he's staying in character so much because he's a professional that, he can't really say anything about it, and that's Bray Wyatt. From what I heard, Dusty came up with the gimmick.
Yep, him and Dusty, it was, I know, I can only imagine, man. That one.
I know he has to hurt. because it's safe to say Dusty's responsible for the way his career is now, because he wasn't going nowhere with that Husky Harris bullshit, or even with the Bo, what was it? Not Bo, but Wyndham Rotunda when he was going under his real name. So I mean, it's like
they were the tag team.
Husky
yeah.
Harris, is safe to say, was basically just Samoa Joe 2.0.
Not even. It was so much worse than that. Husky Harris, God, the worst gimmick ever. He looked horrible too. He looked like that fat kid in school that just
Get
was
a
like,
neck beard for Christ's sake.
I'm so better than. And then you
Now
showed up at his house.
He's upgraded
He
to a
didn't do-
Fedora.
Yeah, and he wear a fedora now. Real shame he never combined them.
Do you blame him? He's got a hairline like fucking Dean Ambrose.
Like he's
He
responsible.
ain't as bad as Dean.
I know. Dean Ambrose has the best hairline in WWE, man.
I heard Eric
That's
Rowan got injured too.
Oh man, he was fucking that sheet too hard, man.
Right when they were gonna start pushing him and Luke Harper together, man. Now Luke Harper's gonna have to be getting his singles push again.
Dang, guess he has to be Intercontinental Champion one more time. Shit.
Like for real though, like with Dusty gone, and you know, like he's responsible for a lot in the business. It's gonna be interesting to see how it play out, but I still see there's gonna be success. You know, not only for for NXT, but for those that get called up to WWE.
Gosh, Garland he just thinks TNA is gonna be so successful he just can't get it out of his mind.
NXT is already super successful. Say that it's not going like it already is.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be weird to see where it goes from here, because I know Dusty was a major influence on storylines, how people cut promos in the back, even to the point of like positivity around just morale. You know, just hey Dusty, can you watch this promo for me? Yeah, of course, kid. Get some, whatever you need from the Dusty. I got you. And they'd be like, the promo, and he'd be like, hey, baby, that was a good promo, but what I say you do is you need a little more juking and the jiving. You need to get more funky. Baby. Like, you have to. Like, that's not going to be there. Triple H, we've heard it before, a little bit of a cynical person. Hey, your promo sucks. Look at this homo over here with this shitty promo.
But there's one thing I'm tired of that the marks are doing right now, and there's a lot of them were basically speculating that Triple H got some grand scheme or master plan to make NXT not only its own brand but like its own company. I keep telling them that it's impossible. It's never gonna happen. Like, I hate when they try to make it bigger than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Love NXT for what it is right now. And I never see any type of company that's supposed to be so, quote unquote developmental like NXT. Like NXT is the shit. For real. But kind of going back to, the original topic, as far as the divas and the women over there. To me, somebody pointed it out. As a matter of fact, I think it was you, Joseph, that said it. I think you said something along the lines of they should do the 4 horsewomen thing and just have them come up to the main roster and take over shit. Like, I agree with that. Like, they should do that.
I don't know if that was me. About the women?
Yeah, I think it was somebody said it.
I was saying all the women should just be brought up. Just bring them all up.
Hell, even Blue Pants is fucking over, and she probably worked.
I know, that's funny as shit. Blue Pants, like, I was actually watching. I don't think so. I think at this point she's kind of got over. Like, they know what they have, and when they throw her out there, the NXT fans dig her. Like, she actually surprises me as a future for just looking like a typical Vault girl.
Where is Santino Marella?
He broke his neck, dude, or something like that. Like, he was super
God, again?
I don't know, yeah, but
How many times he broke his neck?
Maybe he hangs out with AJ Styles way too much.
Hey Kurt, you got any tits?
That sucks. They just announced that Kurt Angle announced he got a neck tumor too.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's on the. They heavy on the Impact spoilers. They don't think it's a storyline, but they're saying it could be. But I don't think it would be a storyline. But they're saying he has a neck tumor and he's gonna take time off. I think it's like at the last tapings they're doing. I'm not sure, but I know they've said that Kurt Angle announced that he has a neck tumor.
That's
Kurt Angle came
news?
out for a segment and announced he has a tumor in his neck that will require surgery and he will be taking some time off. After after he made the announcement, EC3 came out and attacked him. Melendez attempted to make the save, however, Carter delivered a pile driver to Melendez on the floor. Oh, that's illegal, bro. This nigga needs arrested. With the attack following the announcement, this could be storyline, but we can't confirm at this time. It's been well documented that Angle has had neck injuries in the past. Both Angles, before Angle made the announcement, he did mention that he will get his rematch with EC3 sometime in the future. He's probably just taking some time off to, like, no, have sex with his hot wife.
Do you blame him?
No, that's what I said. I'm going to hang out with his kids for some time. I mean,
Well,
it doesn't sound like it's career ending. Like, there's definitely not a. He has a neck tumor. He's gonna die.
Hey man, we're doing a podcast. We can't have that wind all up in the background.
well, yeah.
It's in the middle of it. Yeah, it's actually being recorded right now.
Oh my God, Rocco! What
John
the
Yonkers
fuck is
has
your
joined
picture?
Empire Anarchy.
We haven't touched on much,
That's
or
what she
have
said.
to. You'll find out when the first part come out. But Yonkers, we're sitting here discussing
How gay you are.
WWE Divas
fucking-
versus basically WWE Divas versus NXT women. Joseph
Right
said
now we're talking about Kurt Angle's neck tumor. You are just not topic, Garland.
Whoa! Kurt Angle has a neck?
All right, yeah. Kurt Angle has a neck, and it could possibly be a tumor.
So no. Like what you're saying is he has a large tumor that's holding up his head, right?
Yeah, assuming.
Because Kurt Angle hasn't had a fucking neck since like 1999.
I know it's just like a metal pole. From what I've heard.
Like I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've ever seen. Here, I'm about to blow your mind. Have you ever seen Kurt Angle turn his head?
No, he always turns at the waist.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
You wanna know why? Cause he broke his freaking neck.
AJ Styles.
Fell off. Just fell off right there when that weird Iranian dude wrestled him.
Boom.
Yonkers comes up. Podcast dies. Rip in peace.
Oh man. So we can transition into Empire shows now. What's going on with MVW?
Dead.
Well, like what do you mean? Like progress wise or?
Yeah, anything that's happening with them?
Any news?
Reboot 1 is 85% done. I just need to finish recording the promos, and I'm waiting on promos from a few people. I need to get a new drive because the NVW takes up so much space on my fucking hard drive.
I thought when you meant drive, you meant like drive to make it, not like a hard drive.
Yeah, cause that Empire Online video you made didn't have much drive.
Okay, first of all, Owen, you little slimy fuck. Someone that's more excited, eat a dick. It's my site.
Hi, my name is John Yonkers. I would like to show you about the Empire Online. This is our site. I mean, you can come.
Okay, fuck you. I wasn't like that. You're making me sound like the dude from Ferris Bueller's Bueller.
Dude, I mean.
Hi, I'm John Yonkers, and
I'm
I
just
only
saying,
want
like, you should have
MPTs
passed
on
that
fall.
script up to hypnosis. You should be like, hey, Hip, here you go. This is what I want you to say, essentially. But do it in Servop's voice, or do it in a character. Be you. Be hypnosis. Tell people. You would be like, whoa, exploding on the screen stuff. Super production.
Oh, player, listen up. We here on EmpireOnline.net and stuff is happening. Look at this. I'm about to go to OWF. Boom, right there. You can see all the shows right there. You want to sign up OWF? Boom, right there, player.
I'm going right now. What's the website?
John Yonkers, Mister, I won't link the MDTs on the mall. I gotta re-up them.
They're not on the mall.
Yes, they are.
Where?
What is y'all
The
sitting here
links that
talking
I
about
put on Empire
business
Online
a
are the Mediafire
podcast?
links I found on the mall.
There are, bro. I looked on the mall today for the links.
I'm the one who's blinded in eye, not you, John.
You're also the one with
Blinded.
cock in his mouth.
Only in the
Oh.
podcast, yo.
Oh, that's legal now, yo. That's legal. You ain't judging me.
It's never
Yeah,
been
what-
not legal. You fuck. Marriage is legal now.
Oh well, now he's an expert on gays.
So now you can go to a courthouse and fucking proclaim your love
lived
for
in a
your daddy.
courthouse.
It's about time that finally gay people can be just as miserable as everyone else.
Yeah, we're veering way off, and we're being recorded. Empire Business
on Comedy Central.
call.
I'm just saying. No, hold on. I just want to get this out there. Kuro Takahashi is a faggot.
Oh. Why you gotta
Who,
make it
Kuro? Who, Kuro? That guy that jobbed Adam Arthur's? Ha!
Why you gotta make
Oh, the guy that jobbed at 9. You know the guy that jobbed at 9 and shit. Damn.
Forget about it. Who the fuck is
it.
Who the fuck is this? This cocksucker might not even have a green card. Get the fuck out of here.
Only Zarby Smash is in the call right now.
Wait, hey, Yonkers, play that. Play that.
All
Play
right.
that real quick. Yeah, play that real quick. That shit was too funny. Who the fuck is this? This cocksucker might not even have a green card.
Who is this?
He's like, you motherfucker. Who the fuck is this kid?
They drafted who? Who the fuck is this? This cocksucker might not even have a fucking green card. Get the fuck out of here, you motherfucker! Who the fuck is this kid?
Hey, do you guys remember that part of the podcast where none of us are funny?
Listen, no one who does a podcast is funny.
Just because you're in a podcast don't mean you get to speak for everybody.
Okay, that's a lie. There are plenty of fucking hilarious podcasts out there.
It was pretty funny before you showed up, I gotta say.
Oh.
I missed the O Show. Man. That was the best wrestling podcast of all time.
You know, I really wish we didn't have to be on topic right now because I would roast you so bad, Riot.
Oh, so bad would you have to handle with oven mitts so you didn't burn your sensitive hands?
Bro,
Burn yourself.
All right, y'all. So we done talked about TNA. We done talked about WWE.
hold on a second.
He's gonna do nothing about it. He ain't gonna do nothing. He's gonna be like, oh,
Hold on. Time out though. That sensitive hand.
oh, you gay. That's what he's gonna say. He's freaking. I ain't scared of Yonkers. What's he gonna do? Come to my house?
Your hair.
I ain't worried.
So who has seen OWF Shock Value?
Who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly. Who hasn't, bro? One of the worst shows ever.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, well, good thing no one likes you either, Riot.
Remember that one part where John
fucking-
thought he was good?
You motherfucking... Oh, man. You just fucking... you know, Riot, I bet you're gonna get nice and fat when you're older. You're gonna look like Rosie fucking O'Donnell. You're gonna go to bars, bro, and fucking some butch-ass lesbians are gonna be hitting on you, bro. And you're gonna think you're gonna be macking. Fucking Regina the Dyke's gonna come and beat
If
you
you're
up.
jealous,
for
he's
hitting
gonna
on a
have
girl.
some lesbian tits. Man.
Pip, you might want to cut that out of the podcast.
You might want to cut the whole podcast out of the Like, the second John walked in, literally the podcast went from being on
Yo,
top.
right, I hope you realize, bro, like, you literally sound like you've been choking on a big one all day long.
Yonkers, no, this isn't an insult. No, I'm being genuine. We were on topic, and then you walked in and got off topic immediately.
Because
Like,
I
I'm
didn't
not
know
even
we were on a
messing around.
podcast right now. You see, I like,
Hey, all y'all niggas.
this isn't, it's always sunny moment right here. We got the principal group. I'm the wild card.
He's just ugly.
For those of y'all that don't know that are new to Mr. Yonkers, he loves to put himself over constantly.
He thinks he's
Is
funny.
John Yonkers, aka King Yonkers.
A.K. Big
Johnson,
J.
aka Adam Arthurs, aka Robin Mercy, aka the guy that has 2 world titles. That's 2 more than Riot has.
That's 2 more than I have, hell.
Exactly.
Hey man, are you disrespecting my boy Garland? That's messed up, yo. Blacks are oppressed.
Fuck you. Anyway, let's talk about alright, since we're talking about his accolades, do y'all feel that?
No, better.
Do y'all feel like out of the young class that we have coming up in the Empire world, do y'all feel like Yonkers is the most successful?
What? Why does that even have to be a topic?
I didn't know
Like, why do we?
Yonkers was up and
Hang on,
coming.
let's blow Yonkers for 5 minutes. All right, now let's blow Riot. Then we're gonna blow Rocco. Then we're gonna blow Hip. That's not. We don't need to blow each other. We just stay
Hey,
on
it's
top
legal,
about.
yo.
You don't hear about no. That's not. That doesn't work.
We need a bigger challenge, right? What is the best promotion that's a runner up to OWF? I'm just saying.
Oh,
MPW, next
saying-
question.
I'm just saying.
Well, he just laughed in your face, Yonkers.
Hold on,
Before we get into this next segment on the show, I want to take time to promote Empire Online. Yo, when you hear us on this podcast, man, just know that we're like really, really, really close. We're more than that. We're all like brothers for real. If you're looking for a community, you know, where you can have fun and, you know, just chill out, you know,
Look out, fine.
talk about real world stuff like us, anything, you know, if you're just looking for a home, you know what I'm saying, on the internet, you know, come to empireonline.net.
You just looking for some ass, you know, I ain't gay, but $20, $20.
you know, you making all these gay jokes makes me want to get Kuro in here.
Why?
Because Kuro will, like, no pun intended, Kuro will light your ass on fire.
I'd really be flaming then, wouldn't I?
Oh, you. Oof.
Aren't you just glad I'm a part of the Empire?
Alright, back on topic.
All right, it's
Shock
time to get
out.
back to get down to the would you rather questions.
Oh boy.
Would you rather
This
kick a wall with a toothpick underneath your toenail, or punch a wall with a toothpick underneath your fingernail?
Well, you close fist. Wait, what?
I'll go with the punch, so that way it won't.
I think I'm
actually
gonna
hit
go with the
wall.
punch,
I'll be able
too.
to protect
Yeah,
the
punch.
That's just a closed fist, which means the
Dumbass
tooth will
pussy.
penetrate the wall.
That shit's gonna hurt. I don't think so, Garland. I think that's gonna go straight through your soft ass skin. Supple. It's gonna go
Okay.
right. You can look like
Here,
Wolverine.
I have a good topic. Out of all the Empire, like, wrestlers, what character would be able, like, hypothetically, would transition best into a real wrestler?
That's a good ass one. Kuro's money draw.
I don't think Kuro would. I think he's too over the top to...
He's waiting for somebody to say John Yonkers.
No, none of my characters would make it because a lot of them are extremely bland.
Oh, damn. Oh, we being brutally honest. I was,
Yeah, I don't think Kuro's would transition well because Kuro's... And, you know, you're supposed to be over the top in wrestling, but I think Kuro's characters are too over the top for real wrestling. That's an oxymoron.
Because you never know what he's gonna do. He's very unpredictable. Like he's doing a Canadian gimmick now, right?
Right.
It's like that came out of nowhere.
Japanese, and he's been Japanese for a minute.
He was never Japanese.
Yeah, he just had a Japanese name. I don't know.
The weeb?
He
'Cause
was
if you-
mostly his first gimmick was just always been related to like the My Little Pony when that was hot.
I mean,
Yeah.
you might get annoyed at me for saying this, but Mikey fucking Truth is the one I think.
What, just because he got real life friends?
No, I'm just saying the dude's mixed race. The dude would. If Mikey Truth was a real wrestler, Vince McMahon would eat that nigga up. He'd be like, no.
Now he's black.
Mixed.
All
Have you
right,
ever seen a black guy with a ponytail? I don't think so.
He has dreads, you big stupid.
No, he used to have a ponytail. You big stupid.
Hey, I used to have a ponytail too. Sure.
And he black as fuck. Actually,
Shut
no,
up,
he's kind of.
Dave.
He looks like a dirty. He looks like a dirty white guy.
I think
I don't know.
hypnosis.
I don't know. Who do you think?
I think hypnosis. I mean, other than, you know, kind of ripping off Jeff Hardy. I mean, you're going off the look. If you're going off the look, Hypnosis.
If you said Hypnosis ripped off Jeff Hardy and shit, bro.
It's the other way around, yo.
Hip's gone through some phases. Let's go over that. This is the topic.
Hold on, let me
All
put
the
the butterfly
Hypnosis
on my dick.
fans.
I ain't gay though. But hold on, watch me support gay rights like ain't nobody's business.
Let's see. What Hypnosis phases? There was the Hypnosis phase where he tried being AJ Styles.
What?
Yeah. Joseph Midnight, I like to call it. This motherfucker. I mean, he did it well, but this motherfucker, I remember me and Garland called it. He was booking it. Kuro was the heel that was destroying the company, and so the dude that was the company becomes this brooding, dark person. This nigga called himself Midnight.
It was actually a lot deeper than that. It was supposed to be a whole like stable.
Supposed to
It
be.
was like what was the stable called?
Yeah,
Joseph?
that didn't even last too long.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, what the hell
Arcano.
was that? That was it.
Paul,
That was like-
Tiger, Hart, and Joseph
No,
Midnight.
supposed to be in it. He was supposed to be the hidden.
9 was supposed to join. I went against it because
Wait a
of
minute.
theme music.
Wait a minute. No. This can even be traced back to the whole fucking Sting storyline. It's not Hypnosis involved though. The fake 9 shit. You ain't fooling no one. Fucking Vince Russo's been booking this shit, hasn't he?
At least you know what? So we can agree to Vince Russo the shit. Oh, there we go. Vince Russo shit. Vince Russo. Let's see.
Why you gotta be mean about my boy Vince?
You know what? No one
We
can
can say Garland's gang is the NWO. They actually had their own show for a while.
Garland's gang was a whole different entity than the NWO. It was like a sports entertainment, like. It wasn't the NWO. They were like. Because Garland was like a sports agent versus like the
Yeah.
Hogan front wrestling. Like,
He's basically the
it
Eric.
was more like
Bischoff.
it was more like the Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah, I got more of that vibe from it. Alright, here. What's your favorite version of the Garland gang? The Kuro era, the Adam Arthurs era, or the post Adam Arthurs era we're in now?
Can I say from like a personal standpoint? Since I did the Garland gang thing,
Yeah.
I gotta say my favorite era. Damn, that's kind of hard to choose. It's kind of hard to choose. I mean, the Kuro era, like, let's break it down. The Kuro era had Kuro, it had the front court, which was Benny Marco and Big Mac and Chris Penta. I gotta say that was my favorite one. I think that has to possibly be my favorite one. At the same time, though, the reason wouldn't be because kind of Kuro was kind of distant, a little bit, from the rest of the gang. But that's what made it interesting, I think the whole thing with Kuro and the Garland gang was kind of an agreement thing. That's why we did this infamous deal with the devil. Before then, Kuro didn't have a manager or anything. He didn't need one. But, we kind of did the deal with the devil thing because I promised him he would get the world title. And I delivered on that. At the same time, though, with the Adam Arthur's Garland gang, what made that interesting is that Adam Arthur's was money from the beginning. Money. And it's more successful. It's more successful than the Kuro era because, let's face it, Adam Arthur's 2-time world champ. And the push was strong. The booking was perfect for it. So that's kind of hard to choose.
What about you, Rocco?
Let's see. Garland's gang, I don't really think necessarily had an era because it always revolved around Garland. Like, and no matter who was at the helm, like his secondary, they were always getting kicked to the curb when they didn't do well. So I just enjoyed Garland's gang, I guess.
I get what you're saying, but you can definitely say it went through eras. That's like saying the NWO didn't go through eras.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think that Garland's gang wasn't. I don't know, but again, that's my opinion. Like I
I can see where you're coming.
I just see it as one of those things that's like never ending. Sure, there's gonna like there's eras, yes, but it's like gonna always forever be this growing thing, unless like Garland just quit.
Would you say
that's the only way it would stop.
for life?
Kind of like it's but it's not, because it's a whole like he's promoting other people, he's pushing his talent, he's not trying to get himself in the helm. Like usually the NWO was the leader was the guy with the title belt. He was always I'm not, and then he had his lackeys. Garland's like, you guys go get him, and I'm gonna watch because I want my pay cut at the end of the night. It's a whole different game, whole different gimmick for the Garland gang. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. Always have. The reason I brought him into AWM, like,
Just start a different chapter, like of Garland's game. Like to me, like y'all hit
what
it
I'm
around.
saying is like I don't have a favorite. Like there wasn't like a favorite. I've just always liked the Garland's gang. Like it's always been cool. Like it's always been like an entity of the Empire. Like I've always enjoyed it. There's never been like something that like stuck out to me. Like as much as like we want to bullshit, be like I'm a 2-time champion or I'm a multiple reign. I've held for the longest. You know, like we could say whatever we want. Like we're still like. We're all still in this together, like pushing each other, like getting over, like going through these like fun storylines, like as a unit. So like we're all kind of over when we watch Garland's game get over. Like we're all over when we see Adam Arthurs get over because we all fucking were there trying to help him get over. Like if 9 loses to Adam Arthurs, I have to cut the promo where I know, hey, Adam, but I know I'm gonna lose in the end. Like I know that, and I'm not going, fuck that, I'm not cutting a promo. Like like we're all. It's. I'm happy when anything in OWF gets over because it's my favorite fucking wrestling show on wrestling. Anything wrestling. OWF is life.
I agree with him right there on the head. Like most people want to say, Garland gang successful, Garland gang successful. Like Rocco said, we're all successful.
I've never looked at it as like individualities. Like maybe I was world champion and maybe I held it for a long time and it was awesome. But at the same time, like D3 could have told Joseph, I don't want to lose to 9 at all. I don't want to lose to him, but he did. Or anyone I did that, they could have been like, you can't use my character. Or next thing you know, they could have had their fingers cut off by Revolution and they were no longer in the show. Like, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like that's
good thing that will never happen to anyone.
But see, that's the difference. Like we all know, like we're not. At least I would hope. Like I'm not. I don't want to be a glory hog. Like I don't want to be known for being the best ever. Like maybe like because what really are we except for a bunch of friends hanging out doing a hobby?
Like, exactly, and that's how I always seen it. That's why, when I had a wrestling character, I let Zarby know from the jump. I'm like, dude, I was like, I know everybody else like that's new and stuff is concerned about getting titles and stuff like that. I told him I'm never concerned about getting a title. Like I just want to have fun. I want to live in the moment. I want to have fun. To me, the ride is more fun than getting there to the top. You know what I'm saying? The ride is their fun. All the bumps along the way, everything. Like that's always the fun part. And like I said, that and doing it with friends.
Yeah, I think you're right because
like Daniel Bryan, and then you always have the people like CM Punk. CM Punk, he couldn't enjoy that ride. He was so bitter, couldn't enjoy the ride. Fuck this, I'm off this ride, and got off, which is his call. Fine, get off the ride. That's cool. Walk away. But then you have Daniel Bryan, who's like, I'm just fucking happy to be here. This is fucking amazing. Like, this is great. You know what? I might have lost. I might not be doing the best, but dude, I'm fucking here. That's cool. And again, both have their own opinions, and both opinions, are they wrong? Who's right? What's wrong? What is that? Like, you can't say. Like, that's the two. That's kind of how you see it on even e-fetting status. You have the guys that are like, I'm the best. You don't understand. I'm the best goddamn fucking promo ever, and like they're mad if they're not pushed for.
Well, yeah, but you know how we handle guys like that. We'll just have Revolution cut their fingers off with a chainsaw.
Like, who's that one guy we almost got into the community? We met him on Skype.
The gay
And you-
community.
Gay community.
No, the Skype.
The dinosaur community.
It's this guy. No, it's this guy we met on Skype, and the dude, like, you think Yonkers is bad? This guy was worse.
Excuse me?
He's making fun of me, I think.
No, it's not you. No. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about as far as his ego. But the difference is your ego is like control. You know what I'm saying? You do
No,
it.
you gotta
You
give
do
us more
it.
details
You
about
do it
it.
for fun.
Was that how
But no.
Edgar thought he was The Rock?
Was it
Well,
Edgar?
not Edgar, but I'm trying to remember what his name was. I can't even remember.
Bad guy Brandon?
If we drop names, you just gotta beep them out until we find the right one.
Yeah.
Was it-
I mean,
No?
like the whole ego thing. Like, I'm not really egotistical. I just kind of do it like for
Let me
shits
see
and
if I
giggles.
Oh, I know, my
Like-
promos are garbage.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, cause like back on the mall, like I used to always mess around, and like people would always be like, Yonkers always putting himself over, and it's like a running joke. So why not stick with it?
Like, there's a difference though between when like Owen says something and you're like, "What the fuck ever, you low life fucking poor shit." What are you? I'm a 2-time champion.
I pretend to be a wrestler on the internet. What are you, bitch?
I know, like, but like, there's also like that understanding of like, if this nigga actually believes it, he's a delusional fuck. But we know you don't. I mean, at least we hope you don't. We all
I hope.
believe that you don't. This nigga
It's
could be
alright.
sitting back at home. He could be at home just like, I am
Jerking off the
fucking-
pictures of Adam Arthur's.
Yeah, like he has this whole just like hearts drawn around him, kissy face, like lipstick.
Yo, listen,
mark.
I only got like 3 pictures of myself hanging in my room. It's not even that bad.
Wow, you really cut back since last week, didn't you?
Hey, you know what?
Well, hold on,
Hey, it's your boy
hold on,
Satan.
Let me finish the story, but like this guy, ego so high, like, man, I better get pushed to the top. I better do this. I better do
Oh,
that.
was it Damien
I'm better
Defiler?
than- No, it wasn't Damien Defiler. No,
Because I
like
remember that's why he left.
Was it? Hold on. Was it New Era? Like, is it Empire Online, Facebook
new-
chat, or is it
it's like-
old school?
it's like a new era guy. It's like you know, remember that time that Dorf was gonna try to start a new fed?
Oh, the MWA.
Yeah, and it was that one kid, like he.
For me, I don't know why you.
I can look on the old MWA boards and probably find it.
Yeah, once you find his name, I'll be able to point it out.
Jason David.
No, but anyway, we
I was
talked
gonna say
to this
Jesus for a
kid- we talked
second.
to this kid on Skype, and he just had he had an arrogance about himself. He really took it serious. He thought it was real. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh, I'm finna do this. I'm finna do that."
Oh, Z Brinkley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a promo. It's bad. Cameraman opens the door. Cameraman, hello? Seth Moore steps out of the shadows and grabs the cameraman. Shut up and keep that camera on me. The camera
Ooh.
shakes but stays on Moore's.
Hold on. This needs to be a segment. We need to find the worst written RPs on the net and fucking read them out loud and call it Story Time with Yonkers. But you got to do it in the Russo voice.
Do mine from ERW.
Okay, I'll read this one.
No, hold on. I gotta intro you though.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Empire Anarchy, and welcome to our
Welcome.
newest segment, Bearing Time.
Cameraman opens the door. Cameraman, hello? Seth Moore steps out of the shadows and grabs the cameraman. Seth Moore's, shut up and keep that camera on me. The camera shakes, but it stays on Moore's. Seth Moore's, so the first person in my way to the championship is JY Authors, huh? That just means he'll be the first person to remember the name of Seth Moore's. The name that everyone else in the MWA will remember after I win the MWA Heavyweight Championship. Moores gets close to the camera and whispers with some malice in his voice. Remember the name Seth Moores. Remember the pain he brings. Moores throws the cameraman out of the hallway before leaving the darkened room.
Is that it? Here's mine that I did for ERW. It's pretty garbage.
He threw the cameraman out of the room and then walked out the same door he threw the cameraman out of. That's funny.
Owen, you got to wait for your promo for next week. That'll be story time with Rocco. And I'll read your shitty promo.
Why don't you just do it right now and then edit it at the end of the next podcast if we're gonna have to edit in it?
Ah, nigga, they ain't. We
Swear,
do this
there's
shit
not
in
gonna be
one.
a second episode. You're still not booked.
Oh! Damn! Empire Anarchy dies because
Anything
Owen
run by Hip, I don't get booked.
Oh, man.
I knew it was a bad idea putting Hip's name on it.
the riot
Sucks.
character.
I freaking made China beat Jeff Jarrett for the WCW World Title, and WWE
Oh
blocked
my
that episode.
God.
One episode, I finally make China World Champion. Nope, WWE blocks it.
Oh god.
They probably just saw the video and it's like,
awesome
garbage. Why'd he put China over? What the fucking block is?
Wait a second. Where's the MWA boys under the archives?
The void?
Yeah, they're in the admin zone. Yeah, that's right. We have our own secret zone. That reminds me, Hip, were you the one that added that new section?
What new section?
Whatever you need.
The new section under the admin boards, Hip. Is that you? Because I didn't put that there.
What section are you referring to?
Oh, it's a section.
What's that?
Only admins can see it.
Well, I'm a little moderator and
Wait, is it in the void?
I don't know if you have. Yeah, it should be in the void.
I can see the void
Yeah.
and stuff. I can see the admin section, John.
Oh yeah, there's a section on there in the admin zone.
I'm looking right now and I don't see any section.
Hip, you can see it, can't you?
I see the void. I see all the child boards.
Oh yeah, you can't see it. This motherfucker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just not gonna talk about it.
So July 4th, OWF returns. OWF Loaded having a special.
That subject change.
It's gonna be pretty awesome.
All right, here. How'd you come? Like,
Wait, I think it's Rock. I think that's the guy I was referring to.
who?
No, Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards, that's what his name is.
Weren't we
That's what-
talking about that like 3 years ago?
Like, Kevin Edwards is his fucking name. Like, that's the kid that came in the Skype call with the attitude and shit. But, like, listen to this promo, because we was telling them how, like, he's defiant to the point, like, when we gave him a format on how to write a promo, like, he even tossed that out the window, but he made a damn good promo out of it.
Hold on, let me find this. Let me go through the void. What do I have in the void?
July 4th, 2015, OWF presents the Tremendous American Spree.
Well, basically, his whole gimmick is that he hates the status quo or something like that, right? But he was talking like that.
Hold on.
He was like,
Hold on. You need to make the Tremendous American Spree.
What?
That needs to be legit.
You probably shouldn't do that because it ain't going to come out till August 23rd.
That is gonna be a event. It's coming out July 4th.
I don't believe you.
It's
The
already
Great
posted on
American
the OWF and Empire Online Facebook pages.
Well, you did the same thing, but the shock value, that didn't make it come out any faster.
That's true.
I swear to God, I will leave.
Do it. Get him out of there. We got too many flags.
That shit too long.
Do it. Get him out. Get him
Get
out.
rid, Garland. We're sick of it. And his opinions.
Yeah.
Fuck all
So-
y'all. How about that?
Oh, and he's mean too. Kick him out.
Yeah. Hate crime.
What is it? Hey, so y'all all raging against the black guy. I see how it is.
Yep.
Hip's black too. He might just be a dirty white guy. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest. Beige ass. I don't even.
Rocco's redder than Mars.
Looks like the khakis I wear on my legs and shit. Joking.
Hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya?
Hey, are we making fun of Owen and Joseph? What the fuck is this shit?
Well, you ain't made a joke about me and the whiteboards I got at school yet, so
I can't.
you got an opportunity.
All right, time for the next segment. I like to call this let's rip apart NHF. NHF, is it dead or not? What do you guys think?
I think it's coming out next Tuesday because I believe Dub's word.
That's what I heard. I've heard that it's coming out next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, will you be watching NHF?
No. But I heard it's coming out.
I watch it for Nathan Smarter.
I don't like Nathan in NHF just because he's so out of place. Like, he's such a serious and good character, and he's in, like, this goofy-ass joke fed.
Didn't I have a feud with him?
Yeah, you called him Nathan Payne, that's the whole reason he hates you. It's Nathan Smarta, and you keep calling him Nathan Payne, and that's why he hates you, like Shoot hates you.
Wait, he doesn't
I like how you're airing his business on a fucking this is gonna be on the Empire.
Hey, yo, Nathan.
You just lost a friend. Like you don't do that. That's one of the rules in wrestling, bro. You don't shoot about your other friend's shit. All right, that's why Sabu's like, I don't know if Tammy Lynn Simpson sucked my dick or not, because I can't talk about that. Everyone else is like, Sabu's had his dick sucked like 30 times by Tammy for pills. At least Sabu has it right. Same man. Goddamn Sabu.
He really doesn't like me for... That's too much. Whatever happened with that feud, I don't watch NHF enough.
NHF is dead.
Right, what happened with the feud?
I made him a...
It's dead, that's what happened, it was mid-feud.
There was no feud, bro. Okay, so Dub's hard drive got water spilled all over. It got soaked by his cat. So NHF died.
How does that happen?
The only time Dub's ever gonna have a wet pussy in his bedroom.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds very believable when you put it in. Dub's hard drive got soaked and destroyed somehow. Makes sense. Sadly.
So wait, how is he releasing an episode on Tuesday if he doesn't have a hard drive?
He says that he's been staying there for like 2 months.
So how come he didn't release it 2 months ago?
Because he doesn't have the files anymore. They're all gone.
So how is he getting the files now?
He won't. There's not going to be an episode. God damn, John.
So that whole conversation was pointless.
It was all
besides the fact that some real heat was uncovered by Owen.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why you started it. I'm trying to tell you.
You're the fucking honky tonk man, you piece of shit.
I thought you were just gonna call me a honky. I thought you were just gonna leave it at that.
I wake up every morning, can't wait to embrace.
God damn, this Batman game is hard as shit, man.
What one?
The new one for PS4.
Oh, does that need to be in the podcast? Playing the game?
Yeah, man, I'm playing the game right now, y'all. Okay, so I'm playing this Arkham Knight. It's pretty cool. I'm at the part where I have to fight the Arkham Knight in his helicopter, and I'm in the Batmobile, and I'm shooting my rockets at him. It's pretty sweet. You know, it's pretty cool. Car combat in this game is pretty down. Usually, and I got him. He's down. Rocco wins. All right.
Yeah, I hate vehicle combat.
This game hasn't like combat at all either. But the way that they did this, the mobility of the Batmobile can move left and right.
Add pills in here. Add pills in here.
Hey man, we are drug-free community. You don't need
whoa, no. This is a straight edge podcast. We're not adding pills, okay? You need to get over this addiction, bro.
Garland over here, the black Shawn Michaels.
If you ever get the chance,
that's correct. Fools.
I suggest doing it.
That sounds like a fancy kind of drug. Sounds like a painkiller. Lazarac.
Who's in charge of this call?
Add all at the end of it.
Anyways,
no, but seriously, someone had pills. It's my nigga.
I don't have him added.
What's his name?
Pills?
Lazarac Smith.
are you the one that got the rice in here going?
Failed.
You the one that got the rice in here going? Okay.
Oh, we need this in the podcast.
I'm not editing this podcast, by the way.
You're editing this podcast. You're editing the shit out of this podcast.
Hey, you might as well cut it off when John got here, because it got real boring.
Today's topic: rice. How to cook it, when to cook it, why to cook it.
That reminds me, on Reddit there was a thread. It was like, what normal foods would be disgusting over rice? And so, it's like
that's the question we need to ask. Dude!
Peppermints.
And so in this 3,000 comment thread, every suggestion, this dude tried on rice. He said he cooked pounds of rice and just kept running and grabbing shit and eating it on the rice.
With that van.
John, you go. What's the nastiest? What's the worst thing you can eat on
one
rice?
of them.
The worst thing to eat on rice?
Something nasty like that. Like I was thinking of food, like something like food.
I think the grossest thing that you could probably eat on rice. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough.
Ice cream.
That's really.
Ice cream and rice sounds pretty good.
Cheerios and milk, like milk and Cheerios on top of rice.
Oh God, y'all guys a trip on here.
Well,
I'm
Jordan is
gonna
a rice expert apparently.
No, but for real though, let's talk about this Empire Online. I've been trying to make moves to get more members and stuff.
What I would say is have like weekly recaps, like what happened this week in the Empire. Show some cool spots, but don't show like finishes or anything. Just show like cool spots that happened in shows. Be like, oh look how cool they kicked in the face. Oh, watch it.
So Yonkers, how's Real Empire coming?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
All right, no, but for real though, y'all got any ideas? Because right now I've been looking for EFED, like wrestling, like Facebook groups to go in there and just like post and promote it.
Well, hey, if any of you listening to this podcast right now want your show on Empire Online, you want to join one of the federations on Empire Online, just simply go to empireonline.net, check it out, and you can find out how.
Most definitely. You can catch all our shows, of course, NVW, catch NHF, you can catch OWF. Am I
Cannot catch AWM on EmpireOnline.net, that's for certain.
There's no AWM.
I'm gonna have to.
You can catch so much more SPW. You can catch so many shows on there. But like Hypnosis alluded to, if you want your show on our website, or you'd like to become a part of one of these promotions, or if you're just even looking for mods, or you just want to look for a community, please go to www.empireonline.net. We will welcome you with open arms.
I thought of one, Rocco. I thought of one. Wet bread.
But that is disgusting.
You can also check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/EmpireOnlineNet.
I know something that would be disgusting to put on rice, not cooked rice.
If you feel comfortable just talking to directly one of us, if you want to talk to directly one of us for more information, you can hit me up on Facebook on either under Steven Ryan Garland, that's my personal Facebook page, or you can hit me under Garland the Voice. That's my character page for Garland.
Or you can send a message, since that's a feature on EmpireOnline.net. You can send a message to me, totally right. I'm a global moderator. I answer questions, and I'm a nice guy, aren't I, everybody?
Yeah.
That's a good response. You hear all that? Those are satisfied customers.
Satisfied customers.
You can find me on the boards. I'm King Johnny. I own the site, and
yay. Oh,
I'll
God,
answer
God.
what questions I can. Right?
All right.
You are.
Rocco?
I'm something.
Like that kid in dodgeball that gets pegged and stays in the game. Don't like it. It's
All right.
soft.
Rocco,
All right,
what is your username on EmpireOnline.net?
He's Alpha 1.
Niggas.
Wait, did you figure out that login thing, Rocco?
My login doesn't work, so I'm really a part of it. But it's alright.
No more.
You can catch me, really just on OWF. Like, you could have caught me there for a while. Now I'll just be part of it this day.
Then last but not least, you can catch Joseph on there under Hypnosis on EmpireOnline.net.
It's under
He's actually-
OWF.
Actually,
Yeah,
under
he's
OWF,
actually
man.
OWF
Oh, yes,
for,
on OWF now.
for whatever reason.
Garland, all nervous talking about OWF.
Now he just loves you so much, Hip, he just will say your name. I like how John didn't laugh either. John's like, quit talking shit about my boy Garland.
We're getting ready to close out the show, but
Oh my God, I'm getting
next time on the podcast we will discuss factions.
Next time on the podcast, we won't be so bad.
Next time on the
probably
podcast,
not.
I'm gonna hit you with a fucking bus, you little fuck.
You
will
will
also
stayed
discuss
away. I ain't
whether-
worried.
We will also discuss whether Owen is still alive or not.
Yeah, find out next time on episode. Dragons. Wait. Oh, Rocco's gone. Call drop.
See what you did? This is all
I made his call drop.
It's all your fault.
I blame
Voice! It makes me angry!
John's bus.
Coming up soon, NVW reboot. Don't miss it. World title tournament.
You two need to quit making promises you can't keep.
Also, don't forget, coming up soon, PW... Sorry, that's an inaccurate.
PWG, the next episode's coming soon. Thank you for going to another topic. I like PWG a lot. It's a good show. It's quality.
Shut the fuck up, right? So are we wrapping this shit up or nah?
Yeah. And
Hey,
also, I just wanted to say, if you guys are interested in making mods and all that, EmpireOnline.net, some of the moves that I have on OWF are added to a folder. There's over 100 moves up on EmpireOnline.net, so check that out. You can use them with your mods and whatever, so definitely check that out.
I'm gonna add Rocco back so you can close out the show. Or is he just staying gone?
I think the show has already been closed out.
That's it. It's over. Rip in peace.
That's it. That's all.
You better edit that shit. Okay,
Yeah.
now that it's done. Now it's done. Wait, Nathan doesn't like me?